Now, the Ghana Revenue Authority has once again postponed the implementation of the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025. This legislation includes an additional 1 CEDI levy on litre of fuel aimed at addressing financial shortfalls in the energy sector. This marks the second postponement after the initial June 9 implementation date was pushed to June 16 due to strong pushback from stakeholders. In a statement issued on Saturday, June 14, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Anthony Kwesi Sapon, indicated that the postponement follows a directive from the Finance Minister, who consulted widely with key industry players before reaching the decision. A new date for implementation is yet to be announced. Joining us now on the phone lines for more insights on this particular issue is the Public Relations Officer of the Energy Ministry, Richmond Rockson. Mr. Rockson, thank you for joining us. And to begin with, can you first of all confirm and clarify what's informing this latest postponement?
Good evening, Sandra, and good evening to your cherished viewers. Yes, I can confirm that the government of Ghana, as issued by the Ghana Revenue Authority, has postponed the implementation of the Energy Sector Levies Amendment Act 2025 Act 1141. This levy is what has introduced 1 CEDI on petrol, 1 CEDI on diesel, and 20 pesos on marine gas. So yes, I can give you that confirmation. The factors that led into it, as the government position has been from day one, is that one, from February to date, a windfall was experienced on the fuel market as a result of the prudent management of the exchange rate, which has brought fuel prices from average $17 CEDI to about 11 or 12, depending on which OMC you buy from. The last 72 hours, oil prices on the international markets have gone up. If you look at Brent, which is normally the benchmark, it's gone up by about 7%, trading around $74 per barrel, which should be the highest since February. This is as a result of the conflict between Iran and Israel, which has moved prices up the international market. So the government's decision is that, as the President directed today, that the Minister of Energy and Green Transition, as well as the Minister of Finance, should monitor the international market to ensure that the gains that have been made on fuel prices at the pump will not be eroded. So these are the factors that have gone into this decision.
I see. So you can confirm that the missiles that were exchanged overnight between Iran and Israel partly is to blame for this postponement?
In fact, the last 3 days, if you check fuel prices or crude oil price on the international market, it moved from the 60s to $74 per barrel. And this is the highest we've seen in the last 5 months. This has also caused some disruptions in our pricing model. You know that the 3 major indicators for determining fuel prices in Ghana are: 1, the crude oil prices; number 2 will be the price of finished product; and the third one is the exchange rate. The first 2 have been fairly stable, and the last one has seen significant improvement. Unfortunately, in the last few hours, we've seen the first 2, which is crude and finished product, move significantly as a result of the disruption. You know, Iran is a major oil producer of oil in the world. And so anything that affects Iran has the potential of throwing the international oil market off sync.
This announcement of yours comes without a new implementation date. Can you share with us any provisional timelines that you're working with?
So the President has directed that the Ministers of Finance and Energy should monitor the situation. So they'll keep monitoring as and when the factors look favorable. Definitely the new date will be announced.
Government has explained that this new levy that it is introduced is critical to averting an energy crisis. Doesn't this delay risk undermining those very objectives that were talked about?
In fact, that's a very critical point that the government is looking at. This levy was introduced to support the power sector, particularly to procure liquid fuels to help with the generation of power by our power plants. if this situation continues, what it means is that the government's option of having a dedicated fund for liquid fuels will be threatened, and that the Ministry of Finance would still have to come in to assist the Ministry of Energy and the power sector with the procurement of fuel. The government is looking at that. The ministers will discuss to look at the options available in order not to threaten the energy security when it comes to power supply.
I see. Are there plans you believe that could be put in place to deal with this revenue shortfall, potential revenue shortfall we are going to see? Because it appears we're not sure when you're going to implement this one CEDI levy.
The truth is that before this was introduced, the government of Ghana had a responsibility of providing the liquid fuels. They had done that from the beginning of the year. It was introduced. I'm very certain that even between the Ministry of Finance and the Ministry of Energy, definitely that issue is dealt with.
Thank you so much for speaking to us. That's Richard Rockson. He's PRO of the Energy Ministry. Let's go to the other phone.